What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma if you're new here, and I love to talk about all things Peloton cycling and fitness. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post every single Sunday, and today's video is going to be a review of the Fitness Made for You Standing Adaptive Strength with Logan Aldridge program on Peloton. It is a 1-week program that's all standing and it's strength. So the description is Logan invites you to discover your physical and mental strength in this 7-day program. The goal is to strengthen key muscle groups in order to improve quality of life for standing adaptive athletes. So disclaimer, I'm not a standing adaptive athlete. I'm able-bodied and can do like any of the strength classes. But honestly, I just like standing exercises, and I kind of want to see like what Logan is all about on the strength side, because I really have been enjoying him on the tread. And yeah, I'm very interested to see how he structures this program. He also has a sitting adaptive strength program, which I also want to take at some point just to see what kind of moves are out there. So it's a 1-week program. There are 6 days of classes with 1 rest day. Today, I'm going to be doing the first 2 classes, which are both day 1 recommended. Class 1 is a 5-minute standing adaptive warm-up by Logan Aldridge. The description is take an extra 5 minutes to warm up your body ahead of your next standing adaptive strength workout. And then class 2 is a 20-minute standing adaptive full body. And the description is it's day 1 and we're kicking things off with a full body focused workout. With movements like the deadlift and squat, you'll work to strengthen those muscles. And I mean, I like deadlifts. I'm okay with squats. I'm very interested to see what else we do in the 20 minutes, and I always love a good warm-up to start. So I have very high hopes for this class. So let's go to the gym and just knock out these 25 minutes of strength. I really enjoyed both of those classes. I thought they were structured really well, and I appreciated how many modifications that Logan gave. So we started off 5-minute mobility warm-up, basically exactly what the title is. Lots of mobility moves, no weights, my literally perfect kind of warm-up. Like, I don't like doing weights during a warm-up. We rolled our necks out, our shoulders out. We went into some good mornings, some body weight squats. At the end, we did do some burpees, which, you know, not a huge fan of burpees, but he did get the heart rate up. And that was actually the only time that I ever put my like hands on the floor, like was on the floor at all. I did grab a mat when I got into the gym just out of habit, and then I was like, wait, do I actually need one? Because we should be standing the whole time. But then I was definitely glad I got it when we were doing the burpees, because like I'd rather touch the mat than touch our gym floor. But for the second class, we didn't do anything on the floor, and he always like gave modifications. Like he's like, oh, if you like can't do this, like try a bunch of different other things. He had this block behind him in both classes that he showed like how to do modifications if you needed support, and I really appreciated that. And another cool thing I thought that he did is when he started, he was like, oh, like I am, you know, Logan Aldridge, like I'm wearing like a red shirt and white shorts, and like described what he was wearing, which I thought was also like a nice touch and like definitely made the class more accessible. So yeah, really 2 thumbs up. Then we got into the main class, and my only small bone to pick is that we had another 3-minute mobility warm up. And I just feel like we already had the 5 minutes. I don't need another 3. And I feel like Logan kind of knew that, because he's like, oh, I know you just did the 5-minute one, but like maybe you had a distraction between the 2 classes. But I don't know. I feel like they're meant to be taken together. So it's like, I don't really need like another warm up when we already did a warm up. But I do see like if you had kids or something and you got distracted between the classes, it would be nice. It was only 3 minutes, so we got through it pretty quickly. And then Logan said to grab 1 set of light to medium weights. He said between 5 and 20 pounds. And basically he's like, be ready to do everything with it. He's like, oh, you should do RDLs, you should do squats, you should do rows and shoulder presses. So typically when I hear RDLs, I'm thinking like 20 or 25 pounds, but the shoulder presses and rows got me nervous. So I went down to 15, and I honestly think 15 was fine. I probably could have pushed myself a little bit harder on the legs, but then I'd be like switching weights, and I feel like it was nice to just like have one set of weights. So there were 2 main sets and each set had 2 moves that we repeated 3 times. The first set was RDLs and then squat thrusters where you like squat and then do a shoulder press, and those are definitely not my favorite, but we got through them, and I do like RDLs, and the whole time giving a ton of modifications for things you can do, like you can use the block behind you, you can sit on the block. If you are working out and you have an injury or you have something that you need to work around, I really would highly recommend this class because he gives so many different modifications that I bet you could find something that you could do. I also think this would be a great class just for beginners if you're really nervous about getting into weightlifting. I feel like he makes it very accessible for people of all levels. And then for me, I don't consider myself like an advanced weightlifter, but I've been doing strength classes on Peloton for quite some time now, and I still felt like it was a good class, still got a great workout in. So I really appreciate how wide of like a level it could be. Like it can be as easy or as hard as you want. Each move we did 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, repeated that 3 times. And then the second set was normal squats. You just racked it on your shoulders and bent over rows, both at the same time. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, repeated that 3 times. And man, like doing 40 seconds of squats is a lot. And 40 seconds of rows, honestly. Like I thought that it was a tough workout. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. But if you're doing the moves for the full 40 seconds, like I feel like it was still a really good workout. And then at the end, we had a 2-minute AMRAP. We did 5 squats, and you could have the weights at your side this time. 5 hammer curls, which I was happy to have the 15 pounds for the hammer curls because I can definitely not do 20-pound hammer curls. And then 5 bent over rows. And that was the class. I really loved it, and I'm really excited for the rest of the week. I enjoy doing standing workouts. Like honestly, I don't like laying on the mat at all. I know that that's not the reason this class was created, but it makes me like it more. And I also just love Logan's personality. He's such a cheery guy. And then I also love his music taste. Like he pretty much only plays pop music, but I don't know how, it's just like all the pop music that I love. So I'm really happy with these 2 classes today, and I'm really excited for the rest of the week because he set a very high bar today. I really enjoyed it. It's now the next day. It's actually Saturday. I started this program on a Friday, which is a little weird, but we're rolling with it. And I usually do my long run on Saturdays, but it's been raining so much, like nonstop in Los Angeles, which is pretty weird to start with. But then it's also messing with my marathon training schedule. So we're going to do a long run tomorrow. So today I can knock out another strength class. So today is day 2 recommended, and it is class 3 and class 4. Class 3 is a 5-minute standing adaptive warm-up. The description is take an extra 5 minutes to warm up your body ahead of your next standing adaptive strength workout. And then class 4 is a 20-minute standing adaptive lower body. And the description is join Logan on day 2 for this lower body workout. Strengthen your largest muscles with movements like the deadlift and squat. See you on the mat. And I actually don't know if I like lower body or upper body more, but I feel like maybe lower body. So I think today should be a fun day. Like not the craziest about squats, but I do like deadlifts, and yesterday was really fun. So I'm excited to take these 2 classes today. Let's hit the gym and knock out this strength content. I like today's classes, but not as much as yesterday, and I have a couple bones to pick. So we started off a 5-minute mobility warm-up. That's the kind of warm-up I like. It was good. We did some jumping jacks, did some squats, and then we got towards the end and I wasn't the biggest fan of the ending, mostly because you were going on a mat, which I am a little confused because when I see like standing adaptive, I think that we will always be standing, but we went like on our 4s, on our knees and our hands, and did some shoulder taps. And then we did a full minute of push-ups, which I just don't feel like added anything, especially since it was a lower body day. Like there's no reason I need to be doing push-ups in a lower body day. But we moved on, like it was fine, not a huge deal. We started the class and we had a 2-minute warm-up. And I actually like this warm-up more because we didn't repeat anything in the mobility warm-up that we had already done. And then it was also only 2 minutes. So we did like some good mornings and I think some squats, and then we're like on our way, ready to start the class. Logan said to grab light or medium weights and he said 5 to 20 pounds. I was thinking 15 pounds. He's like, oh, you should be able to use it for like a deadlift and a squat. But someone was using the 15-pound weight. So I'm like, all right, I'll go up to 20. And I'm glad that I did, because for the majority of the class, you were only holding one weight at a time. So I probably could have even gone like heavier than 20 in those situations. The first set was deadlifts for 30 seconds, 15 seconds off, and then bodyweight squats, 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. We repeated that 4 times, and the deadlifts were with a single weight. You held it vertically, not horizontally. And it was like kind of an awkward position. I've never done deadlifts like that. So interesting twist, I guess. And for 20 pounds, I probably could have gone a little bit heavier, but it was also kind of like a new position for me. So I thought it was fine that I was on like a lower weight, only doing 28 pounds. And then the bodyweight squats were fairly easy for me, like no complaints there. Then we moved on into the next set, which was 45 seconds on and 15 seconds off. We did squats with the weights, but only one again where we held it vertically in front of us. And then front lunges that were supposed to be body weight, but the second time he's like, oh, if you feel like this is too easy, then grab one weight, hold it in front of you again, and then do front lunges like with one weight. And that's what I did. I just felt like the body weight squats were like a little bit easy for me, but I appreciate that he kind of like made it accessible to everyone. Like you can always pick up more weight pretty easily. So I'd rather have it be like body weight and then just add the weight if you want, versus feeling like you have to do the weight and like feel bad if you go down to body weight. So I really didn't have a problem with the bulk of the workout. Definitely a little bit easier than I thought. And I would highly recommend to like push your weight some more. So if you think you can only do like 10 pounds, maybe try 15, because a lot of the time we're only doing a single weight or body weight. And then we got into the AMRAP, and the AMRAP was like so much harder than the rest of the class. So it was a 3-minute AMRAP. We were holding both our weights both times. So I had 2 20-pound weights. We racked them on our shoulders, 6 squats, brought them to our side, 8 deadlifts, and then we did 10 backwards lunges, which this was hard for 3 minutes. Like 20 pounds on each was like really a challenge for me, which is not a bad thing. It was just such like a juxtaposition from the beginning and like middle of the class that I thought was like fairly easy and like only doing one weight. So I probably should have switched out my weights and maybe gone down to 15 pounds for that, just because like I was going pretty slow. But you know, it's okay. We did it. We finished it. And besides that, the class was great. I really liked the music. Logan was great as always. I feel like my main gripes with it was the push-ups and then just like how much harder I thought the AMRAP was from the rest of the class. I would take again, so I feel like that's kind of like my benchmark. I think it's a pretty decent class. For enjoyability today, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10, just because I feel like sometimes it was really easy, sometimes it was really hard. And difficulty, like also 7 out of 10, because sometimes it was really easy and sometimes it was really hard. I don't think I ranked yesterday's class, but I'd give that a higher enjoyability rating, like maybe an 8 to 9 out of 10. And then also like the same for difficulty, 7 out of 10. I feel like the difficulty is like vary on you. If you want to push yourself, like he's giving the modifications for you to push yourself. You can always pick up heavier weights. And if you want it to be a little bit easier, again, he's giving a lot of modifications. So you can always go down in weight, always modify the movement. I really have been enjoying all the modifications he's giving. So no matter what your skill level is, you can like do this class easily and like have a good time. So probably like 7 to 8 out of 10 today. Not as good as yesterday, but still pretty good. So excited to see, you know, what upper body is like. It is now Monday morning and the work week is very rapidly approaching. And I wasn't sure if I was going to work out at all today, because I did do my 20-mile run yesterday, which is the longest run that I'm going to do in my marathon training. It went okay. Definitely could have went better, but probably could have went worse. And I figured I would take a rest day today, but I actually feel pretty good. I obviously have like some soreness in the legs, but besides that, I feel like I can definitely knock out an upper body workout class, which is what is on the agenda for today. So it works out. This is probably going to be the only exercise I do. So definitely still a chiller day for me. So day 3 recommended is a 5-minute standing adaptive warm up. The description is the same as the past 2. Take an extra 5 minutes to warm up your body ahead of your next standing adaptive strength workout. And then class 6, day 3 recommended is a 20-minute standing adaptive upper body class. The description is specifically designed for standing adaptive athletes. This 20-minute class aims to strengthen your arms, shoulders, chest, and back. So I'm hoping there's no squats today. I'm definitely not feeling the squats, but I don't think it'll be in the upper body class. I'm a little nervous about the warm-up because it seems like he kind of just does whatever he wants, but I think this should be a good, fun class. And then I'm actually going to tack on to the end, day 4 recommended, because it is a 10-minute meditation with Ross Rayburn, although Logan's also like in the cover photo, so I think it'll be both of them. The description is join Ross and Logan for accessible meditation class designed to quiet the mind. And I feel like I could use that on a Monday morning. I think that I'll probably shower before I do it, but we'll see how sweaty I get. But that is what is on the agenda today. So let's go to the gym and knock out this strength class. Today's classes were very interesting. I didn't realize before I started, but today's warm-up was the same as yesterday's warm-up, or like day 2 warm-up, which I thought was a little weird because day 1 and day 2 were different. So usually when they repeat the warm-ups, it's like alternates between the 2. And honestly, I don't think that they should be repeating any warm-ups in a 1-week program. This isn't on Logan, like all the instructors do it, so Peloton must be pushing it. But like, for a 1-week program, just film different warm-ups. I feel like it's not that hard and it makes the class like way better to not repeat the same warm-up every day. So then I like looked at this program just to make sure that it was from day 2 and I wasn't misremembering. And it is, and it looks like we take now this same warm-up for day 5 and day 6. So we take the same warm-up 4 times, and just the first day we have a different warm-up, which is like so random and weird and like just not a fan in general. And then I think it also makes more sense that there's like this mobility warm-up in the actual class, because the 5-minute mobility warm-up that you take separately from it is so random. So like today's warm-up was the same as day 2's warm-up. It had squats and leg work in it, which like we don't need to do because we're doing upper body and like I didn't want to do, so I wasn't a fan. And then I also don't like this warm-up because you get on all fours and do shoulder taps, and then you also do push-ups, which I'm also not a fan of because I just expected to stand this whole time. So not a fan of this warm-up, but you know, we got to work through it. I don't really think that's on Logan. I think this is programmed poorly. Like, at least alternate between the 2 you made. Why did you make 2 and you're only using one of them 1 time and one of them 4 times? That just doesn't make sense to me. But after the warm-up, we went into the upper body class that had a 4-minute mobility warm-up in it, because we actually had to do like arm warm-ups. We did like shoulder circles, some like back slaps, really just opened up like the back, chest, arms, felt good. Logan said to grab, I think just like light to medium weights, kind of like what he's been saying this whole time. I grabbed 15 pounds knowing that would be a push, and I feel like that was the right weight for me. I feel like I got a really good workout in. 10 pounds definitely would have been a little too light for me, and 20 pounds would have been way too hard. So 15, it was all good there. The first set was 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. 5 times we did bicep curls, and then we did shoulder presses. And honestly, that gets to you because like 20 seconds is not long, but you repeat it so much that there was definitely burnout at the end. I like that exercise block, no complaints there. And then the second set was 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. I believe we repeated this 4 or 5 times. The first move was alternating bent over rows, and the second move was like a standing chest press. So you only held one weight and then you pressed it in front of you, which I don't do that move a lot. So I thought it was a cool thing to like add to the workout. I definitely enjoy doing new moves. I feel like arm day, you get locked into like these same exact things every single time. So anything to just like mix it up even a little. And then at the end, we had a 2-minute AMRAP that was on the floor again. So I was not happy about that, but it was like, not skull crushers, I forget what he called them, but you like you were laying on your back and then you raised your arms like and kept them straight all the way over your head with one weight. He said you could use two if like your weights were light enough, but I only used one for 15 pounds. So we did 8 of those, and then we did 8 normal chest presses, and we just went back and forth. Chest presses, we had 2 weights. So I enjoyed this whole class. I would prefer not to be on the floor at all. I actually tried to Google like what a standing adaptive athlete is, because I was under the impression it was like only standing moves, and we haven't done only standing moves. A lot of the articles that I was reading grouped like all different kinds of adaptive athletes together, which was kind of frustrating because I wanted like know the differences between them. But still a good class. And also Logan played pop punk pretty much the entire 20-minute upper bodies class. And I love pop punk, so I was really, really happy with the music choice. So that definitely probably impacted my mood, especially because I was a little grouchy after I realized that the mobility warm-up was the same. But yeah, overall enjoyed the class. I'd give it like a 6 to 7 out of 10 for difficulty. I didn't think it was like super, super hard, but I also don't think I could have like pushed my weights more. And then for enjoyability, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10, mostly because of the pop punk music. I was definitely really enjoying it. I will say I probably should have just taken a rest day today and resumed tomorrow. Even though I felt okay, like once I started the workout, I was like, man, I'm still tired from my run yesterday. But we pushed through, and then I came back up. I wasn't sweaty at all, so I just knocked out the 10-minute meditation as well with Ross and Logan, and I actually really liked this class. I feel like a lot of the meditations are very similar, and you know, I enjoy them. I always think when I do them, I should do them more often. They're just not something that I like naturally gravitate towards. But this class in particular, I liked because we were like imagining like a globe around us, and that it was like our safe space. And I don't know, it sounds kind of cheesy talking back, but I really enjoyed the guided meditation that Ross led. My only complaint here is like 5 minutes in, Ross is like, we're going to take a pause. Like, Logan, how are you feeling about this meditation? And it's like, I don't need talking. I just want to meditate for the 10 minutes and be done with. But yeah, I did really enjoy that meditation class. I thought it was something a little bit different than what I've like taken in the past for meditation classes on Peloton. So that class, I mean, not difficult at all. It's not supposed to be difficult. And enjoyability, I'd give it like an 8 to 9 out of 10. It was definitely a more enjoyable than normal meditation class for me. So 2 thumbs up for the classes today. I really enjoyed the upper body class and the meditation class. The warm up, you know, it was okay. We got through it. It is now Tuesday morning and I'm feeling refreshed and ready to go. So we're going to be doing the day 5 recommended classes today. It is class 8, which is a 5-minute standing adaptive warm-up, the same one we did yesterday, the same one we're going to be doing tomorrow. So, you know, we'll get through it. I already know that minute of push-ups is waiting for me. And then class 9 is actually a short one today. It is a 10-minute standing adaptive core strength class. So only 10 minutes. The description is join Logan for a standing adaptive core workout to align and strengthen your abdominal muscles and lower back. And I am not a true fan of core. It's definitely something that I struggle with, but I actually have taken like Rebecca Kennedy's standing core classes and really enjoyed them. So crossing my fingers, I enjoy these too. Logan usually doesn't lead me wrong. So let's go to the gym and knock out these strength classes. I feel like that class was pretty middle of the road. Disclaimer, I will never say that I love a core class, or I don't think I've ever said that. So like going in, I just know I'm not going to be like, wow, this is amazing. But we did our 5-minute mobility warm up. I honestly feel like I've talked about it enough. You know my opinions. Then we got into the core class. We had another like 2-minute mobility warm up, very quick. And then we got into one main set that was 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off, no weights this entire class, and we repeated it 3 times. And the first move was standing oblique crunches, where he really told us to focus on like going on a 45-degree angle. And then for the second move, we just did standing regular crunches. So curling up like this. It's not that I dislike the moves. I just am not sure if I have the exact form. It was interesting to like do something different compared to like a typical core class where you're just on your back the whole time. But at the same time, I don't know if I was doing the moves right. It felt kind of hard. Like I kind of got a burning sensation at the end. So maybe I was. I would not stray away from taking this class again just because I'd be like interested if I can get the form better. But yeah, that was the main set of the class. And then I believe we had a 2-minute AMRAP at the end because this class was only 10 minutes. So like it really flew by. And the 2-minute AMRAP was 8 bicycle crunches standing. So you like rose your knees and then also crossed over with your upper body, and then you did 8 side crunches. So this time you actually like went to the side compared to like the 45-degree angle you were doing with the oblique crunches. So overall, I think it was like pretty okay. I don't love core, so I guess it's a positive that I'm not like, oh my gosh, I hated it. It did go by really, really quickly since we've been taking 20-minute classes this whole week, and then this was 10 minutes. So that was nice at least that we weren't doing 20 minutes of core. And I like the standing moves. It did mix it up a little bit. Logan was in a great mood. The music was good as always. For enjoyability, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. I'm never going to give core like a super high rating though. And for difficulty, I'd also give it like a 6 out of 10. I didn't find it particularly difficult, but that could also be because I didn't have the form right. I'm honestly not sure if I did or not. The moves are just so different from what I typically do when I think of core. So definitely need some more practice there, but overall, still a good day. We have made it to the last day of the program. It's now Wednesday morning and I'm ready to knock out day 6 recommended classes. I do think that it's kind of weird, and a lot of Peloton programs do this, where they like front load everything and then day 7 is a rest day. I guess the meditation day is also kind of a rest day because you're not doing like physical activity, but I would like it like mixed in. Like maybe we have a rest day after day 5 or day 2. I don't know, because it's kind of weird that you like do the 6 and then have a rest day, but we are going to knock out day 6 recommended today. We first have the same 5-minute standing adaptive warm-up, no more comments on that, and then we're getting into a 20-minute standing adaptive full body. And the description is actually from yesterday. It's like join Logan for a standing adaptive core workout. So it kind of just shows that like whoever's setting up this Peloton program like really doesn't care at all. Like how are there so many weird mistakes in this that we're repeating the mobility warm-up a bunch and then like the descriptions are wrong? It kind of rubs me the wrong way because it's not that hard, I feel like, to set this up correctly. Like this is just a copy paste issue. And this program's been out for a while now. So like, why is it still like this? Has nobody reported it or nobody's looked at it since? I don't know. But either way, I'm excited to do full body. I'm excited to see Logan one last time before this program wraps. So let's go to the gym and knock out these last 2 strength classes. I think that class was a pretty good wrap up for this program. We started off, did our 5-minute mobility warm up, got through it, and went right into the 20-minute full body class. We had another 4-minute mobility warm up in it, but that has come to be expected at this point. Got through that, and then we started the main sets. Logan said to grab light to medium weights, 5 to 20 pounds. I grabbed 15 because that's kind of what I've been doing this whole time. And for full body, like I can't use 20 pounds for upper body. And then we got into the first set. I think we repeated it 4 or 5 times. It was 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. The first move was holding one dumbbell and doing a goblin squat. And then the second movement were shoulder presses with both dumbbells. And the goblin squat was pretty easy because it's only 15 and I usually do squats with both weights, so like 30 to 40 pounds. But the shoulder presses were definitely a push for me. They felt pretty good, but yeah, I definitely couldn't have gone heavier on it. And I was feeling some burnout towards the end, especially since we're just repeating it so much with like very little recovery in between. I was really feeling the burn on the shoulder presses. And he's like, we're using this set to warm up for our big set. We only repeated it 2 times, but we did 4 moves, 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. The first move was bent over rows and you did both weights at the same time. Then we went into the like squat thrusters where you go down into a squat and then go up into a shoulder press. And man, those are hard to just like continuously do because you really don't have a lot of time not under tension. And yeah, that was a push. Then we did bicep curls, which was hard with the 15 pounds, but I got through it. And we finished off with tricep extensions, which I actually went and grabbed 10-pound weights for that because I cannot do tricep extensions yet with 15 pounds. I knew it would be way too much of a struggle and 10 pounds felt pretty good. Considering that we're like doing this set pretty quickly, repeating, not having a lot of like rest time, I did not want to push the 15 pounds on the tricep extensions. And that was like the entire big set. And then we just finished with a 1-minute plank. No AMRAP today, just going out with a 1-minute plank. Honestly, that's hard in its own. He said you could use straight arm or on your elbows. I did straight arm. I think both are like hard in different ways. I don't know if being on your elbows is actually like an easier modification. I think it just works different muscles. And then we were done. That was the class. It was EDM themed and I was like jamming out the whole time. I love EDM music. Me and Logan just have like very similar music tastes. So I've really been enjoying his music choices this entire program. And today's class was no exception. I was rocking out to the EDM, pushing the weight, feeling good. And yeah, I would give this class like a 9 out of 10 for enjoyability. I actually really, really enjoyed it. And difficulty, like an 8 out of 10. It depends on what weights you pick up. I definitely probably could have pushed myself like a little bit harder, but it felt good. I didn't really want to push myself super hard. Not every day used to be like a super, super tough strength day. And that wraps up the program. My final thoughts is that I did really enjoy this program and I just really enjoy Logan as an instructor, which kind of surprised me because I just didn't take a lot of classes from him when he first came on, but now I'm like very into him. So I'm happy that he has this program and I definitely want to check out his seating adaptive program. But I will say that I am upset about how the program is structured and like that's not on Logan. I just feel like whoever like structured the program, filled out the descriptions, repeated the mobility warm up 4 times, like could be doing a better job. And considering this is like a program that Peloton spent time, filmed, put together, I think it could be presented in a better way. So that is definitely disappointing. I don't know if I would repeat it again. You definitely can, and like that's the purpose. At least Logan references repeating it a lot. But for me, I would rather just do split programs. And honestly, like 5 days of strength in a week is quite a lot for me. I typically like to do less than that. But if I wanted to do like 5 days of strength, I feel like this is a good program. It was enjoyable. I like that the majority of the moves were standing, but I just do want to highlight that not all of the moves are standing. Like even today in the mobility warm up, we did dead bugs in the main class, which I kind of expected at this point because we've been doing like different laying movements every day. But it's just interesting. It wasn't what I was expecting when I came into the program. But overall, still a very, very enjoyable program. Logan is really fun. I definitely want to take like more classes with Logan. So if you have good Logan classes, please recommend them to me. I would take him on strength and I also like run on the tread all the time to Peloton classes. So I might go back to him on the tread. So that is it for this video. Definitely let me know if you've taken this program, what you think. If you've taken the seating adaptive program, also let me know what you think. I think I'll probably take that sometime soon. Also, I saw that Ben's 4-week strength program like just moved to the Peloton app, so that's also been on my list, but probably after I run the marathon because that seems a little intense. I hope you guys are staying safe, having an awesome week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.